Sonny, and our all-time top 5 goalscorers. Sonny. (160 goals). Heung-min Son. Heung-min Son joined a select band of 5 footballers when he struck a late winner against Luton on Saturday, 5 players who have scored 160-plus goals for Tottenham Hotspur. I just want to say thanks to all the players I've played with, the coaches, the fans. I'm very proud and hopefully I can score many more. Sonny's 160 came in 399 matches in all competitions since joining us in 2015. The first Asian to hit 100 goals in the Premier League, he's now in the competition's all-time top 25 on 118. FIFA Puskas Award winner for his stunner against Burnley in 2019, Sonny won the Golden Boot in 2021 20 seconds and he's also second in our all-time European goalscoring list. Here's who he's joined in our all-time top 5. 174 goals. Martin Chivers. Few would argue that Big Chiv was the best striker in Europe in his pomp in the early 1970s. The man for the big occasion, Martin scored the goals to win the League Cup at Wembley in 1971 and the UEFA Cup in 1972. In total, he bagged 174 goals in 367 matches in all competitions for Spurs. Born in Southampton and signed in January 1968 to accompany Jimmy Greaves and Alan Gilzean, the famous G-Force, Martin hit 16 goals in 34 games before a serious knee injury sidelined him for the best part of a year, September 1968 to August 1969. But when he returned, the goals and honours piled up. He would have been a nightmare to play against. 6'2", just sheer power, strength, heading ability, fantastic striker of the ball with both feet and a powerful runner, he had everything. Martin scored both goals as we beat Villa in the 1971 League Cup final and he was unstoppable in 1971 70 seconds, culminating with 2 goals in the first leg of the UEFA Cup final against Wolves, including a rocket from 35 yards. He scored 42 goals in all competitions that season, matching Jimmy Greaves' best total from 1962 63rds and only finally bettered by Clive Allen's 49 in 1986 87ths. Another League Cup medal arrived in 1973 and Martin bagged another 6 in Europe on our way to the 1974 UEFA Cup final, as we were beaten in the final by Feyenoord. Capped 12 times by England, Martin had spells at Servette, Norwich City and Brighton before retiring. He is still a regular at the Lane on match days where he is a popular member of our hospitality team. 208 goals. Bobby Smith. The classic old-fashioned centre-forward, the big Yorkshireman Bobby Smith led the line in Bill Nicholson's glory years. Born in Lingdale, North Yorkshire, Bobby started out as an amateur with Chelsea in 1948 and turned full professional 2 years later. He made his senior debut at the age of 17 and moved to Spurs in December 1955. A brave and powerful striker with a good deal of skill, he immediately helped us move away from the relegation zone and would go on to play a major role in the most glorious years in our history. Bobby provided the physical side for the double team. He was our minder. He used to sort 1 or 2 defenders out for us. But he was a very good, very skillful player too. He was the leading goalscorer in our double side with 33 league and cup goals and scored in both our FA Cup final triumphs of 1961 and 1962. He played a crucial role in our victorious European Cup Winners' Cup campaign of 1963. Bobby was also an England international, recording an impressive 13 goals in 15 appearances for his country. Bobby passed away in Enfield aged 77 in September 2010. 266 goals. Jimmy Greaves. The maestro in front of goal, Gracie's total of 266 goals in all competitions stood as the benchmark at Spurs for over 50 years. Born in East Ham, Jimmy was a goal-scoring phenomenon from his early days. He signed professional forms at Chelsea aged 17 in 1957 and scored on his debut against us at White Hart Lane in August, 1957. Jimmy scored 132 goals in 169 appearances for the Blues before a transfer to Italy and AC Milan in 1960. His stay in Serie A was brief, and after 9 goals in 14 appearances, Bill Nicholson brought him back to England, joining our double-winning squad for a famous £99,999 fee in December, 1961. Jim was just a terrific lad. When you're talking about goalscorers, he's the greatest there ever was and ever will be. All he wanted to do was score goals. He didn't really want to play well. All he wanted to do put the all in the back of the net, and he did that better than anybody I've ever seen. Also, a fantastic, terrific character and a great friend of mine. He hit a hat-trick on his debut against Blackpool and went on to score 266 goals for us in 379 appearances, all competitions. He scored in the FA Cup final as we defended the trophy in 1962, twice in the Cup Winners' Cup final against Atletico Madrid as we became the first British team to triumph in Europe in 1963 and lifted the FA Cup again in 1967. Gracie also scored 44 goals in 57 games for England. In 1965, the year before England's home World Cup, he contracted hepatitis, an illness that took him out of the game for 3 months. He recovered to make the England squad and played in the first 3 games of the tournament, but injury then ruled him out of the quarter-final. Geoff Hurst took over, and the rest is history. Jimmy retired at the end of the 1970-71st season, and after winning a well-documented battle against alcoholism, won the hearts of the nation as a pundit and TV personality. After a serious stroke in 2015, Jimmy passed away in September 2021, aged 81. 280 goals. Harry Kane. One of our own, Harry Kane rose from our academy to establish himself as one of the best strikers in the world, taking the title of our all-time record goalscorer along the way. Born in Walthamstow, Harry joined our academy in July 2009 and signed professional forms a year later. He joined Leyton Orient on loan in January 2011, where he made his Football League debut and scored 5 goals in 18 games. The following season, 2011-12, saw his initial emergence at Spurs with a debut against Hearts and 6 appearances in the Europa League, including his first goal in a victory at Shamrock Rovers. He then joined Millwall on loan in January 2012, and scored 9 goals in 27 games for the Lions. Handed a chance by Tim Sherwood at the end of 2013-14, Harry responded with 3 goals in 3 games, including his first Premier League goal against Sunderland, and a few months later, with Mauricio Pochettino now at the helm, he'd scored 8 goals in cup competitions when he hit a late winner in the Premier League against Villa, and never looked back. To score 100 goals for one club is amazing. To then get to 200, it's like, wow, then going above Jimmy Greaves, an unbelievable achievement. Let's not forget, there were doubters at the beginning. People were saying, can he do it consistently in the Premier League? Or, can he do it consistently at Spurs? Well, he's the top goalscorer in the club's history. As we all know, milestone followed milestone in the next 9 years. First Spurs player to hit 100 goals in the Premier League, our top Premier League goalscorer, 213, top European goalscorer, 76, 3 Golden Boots in the Premier League, and playmaker, for most assists, in 2020-21, and finally, in February 2023, he scored the winner against Manchester City to move on to 267 goals and passed all-time great, Jimmy Greaves. Harry departed for Bayern Munich in 2023 with 280 goals in 435 appearances. Initially skipper in 2017, Harry was named permanent captain of England ahead of the 2018 World Cup, where he won the coveted Golden Boot for the tournament. He's now all-time top goalscorer for the Three Lions with 62 goals in his 89 caps. If you liked the video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications and don't miss the next videos.